doing interviews. You'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready. This is the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks live from Las Vegas. I am very excited about my guest today. We've actually known each other for years now.
Since you were 16.
Yes. And you were my first internship, actually.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just been insane. But
It's kind of full circle now.
It is a full circle. But we have Miss Andrea Dupper, and today we are here to talk about one of my favorite places in Las Vegas. It's truly a staple, the fantastic indoor Swapmeet, which is fantastic as as the name suggests. But it's been around forever, and
34 years.
that's so crazy. Yeah. But now I really think it's better than it's ever been. I mean, you have just been truly killing it, and the booths are amazing. All the promotional things you guys are doing, and now for Halloween time, there's so much. I mean, you guys are just kicking out of the park.
Yeah. It's, I'll tell you a little secret. When I interviewed with them, one of the questions from all the owners, which is very, very intimidating because you have 3 owners that are across the screen from you, and they're asking these questions. And the one owner says to me, he says, "Have you ever been to Fantastic Indoor Swapmeet?" And for a split second, you kind of go, "Oh gosh, if I answer this honestly, like I might not get this job." And it came honestly, and I said, I've driven by it. I've always thought, gosh, it would be great because I grew up in Florida and we had flea markets, right? Uh-huh. So that was where we spent the weekends. And so here comes this opportunity for me to kind of show off my PR stuff and tell a story. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to be honest because it's not fair. So I tell them, I'm like, no, I've never been. I said, but I always have wanted to go. I see it, and then, then the weekend comes and there's so much stuff, and then the next question was, well, how come you've never come in? And I said, there's so much stuff going on in Vegas and competing for your time that by the time Friday or Saturday rolls around, I've already booked everything for what I'm going to do. I mean, right. you know how that happens in Vegas. Oh, yeah. And so they were like, well, that's great. That's exactly what we need a person like you for. And so the mission became very clear. There's so many people who live here in Vegas who have never heard of it, never gone, and it's been here for 34 years. Yeah. So my goal is to make it alive again, So.
No, and you really have been succeeding because, and your promotion has been incredible. I see it everywhere now, and I drive by it almost every day anyways, but the promo for it's everywhere, and the Halloween season's going to be great. I know Christmas is going to be great. It's so exciting, everything you're coming up with and doing for them.
Yeah. They kind of laugh at me because I'm working Halloween and I'm working Christmas all at the same time. And I mean,
you got it, though.
You have to. Yeah. You have to promote the stuff. I mean, I had to lock down a deposit on a Santa Claus back in July.
I believe it. Yes.
I was just like, it's July, and I said, I understand, but if we want the best to do this and to pull this off, what I want to do, I have to book them now.
No, it's true.
So it's
Christmas in July.
and it's been one of the and we did a Christmas in July promo, and that was great. We raised $900 for Project 150.
That's awesome. They're great.
Yeah, an incredible organization. Yeah. I love them. And I called up some of my friends who are Vegas Strip headliners, and I said, I need you to sit in a dunk tank and raise some money, and they did. So $900 worth.
That's
so
great. Yeah.
It was great. That was my first kind of official event, outside event at Fantastic. So
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's so much fun, and you haven't even really been there that long, and it's already been such a major difference. And I've been going to Swapmeet since I was very, very little, and I've had Joe Jackson there. I had to get the photo, yeah. but I met there. We were walking by in the food area, and my mom goes, I think that's Joe Jackson. And I was like, who? 'Cause I was very little.
Yeah.
And she's like, Michael Jackson's dad. And I was like, oh. And so
You'll have to give it to me. I have to see it because I'll make
I have
pictures.
to find the photo,
We'll put them up on the walls. Like, I think we should do that. Like,
yeah, he was eating a hot dog.
Oh gosh, that's so crazy.
I was like, but you don't know who you're gonna run into.
No, you really don't. I want to say there was somebody from Dancing with the Stars in about a month ago, and I only knew that because somebody took a photo with them and and said basically the same thing. Like, you never know who you're gonna run into.
Yeah.
And I just okay. But one of the funnier things is that a lot of, and I'm probably going to tell secrets, but a lot of our Vegas entertainers get their jackets and some of their other stuff from one of our vendors in there.
Yes.
And he's been there for 20 something years,
Yeah.
and that's where they all go. And I had no idea until like one day I stopped by the booth and I see all their cards, like all their business cards around, and I was like, this is incredible. Fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Right? So I was
it's true. Because that's what's so cool. Some of the booths there have been there since literally the beginning, and they have such a huge clientele, and people don't realize it. I mean, and even if they don't come to this, they work with them, and there's so many different things there. That's what's so cool. Like, anything you could possibly want, that is the place to go to find it.
And it's also one of those places where, and this is in life in general, but you get in what you put, or you get out what you put in, right?
Yes.
I have a quick story. One of our guys there, he has the reptile store in the back.
Yes.
And he started, from my understanding, when he started with us, and he's been there for 11 years. Yeah. So he came in and he had this idea, and he said, I want to take my snake and have people take photos with it, with their camera, and I want to charge them $5. Well, the business office was kind of like, well, okay, like, I don't know that you're ever going to do anything with that, but sure, okay. So he did that. And then he built up enough money to where he was able to rent 2 spaces out and add another snake and do this. And then now, 11 years later, he actually has an open 7-day-a-week store because we built a door on the outside so he can stay open. And he's been able to shut his other business down and just function out of there. So in 11 years, you've become like this main store, open 7 days a week from taking pictures of snakes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
It's
just,
so true,
I'm totally...
And especially now with cell phones everywhere,
right.
I can't even,
Right, and people are still taking them, and they're like, hey, here's the $5 to take the picture of the snake.
Yeah.
So, who would have ever thought? But he did, and he did it, so it's great. That's one of my favorite stories to tell people.
Yeah.
Because it stuns me, and it takes a lot to, like, wow me, but yeah. Yeah.
No, it's so true, and it's so unique. And we were just talking about the cotton candy. I'm a cotton candy freak, and then we saw them there, and I was like, oh my gosh, we have to go immediately. And I had sparkles in mine, and it was
I see little kids walking around with it, and it's bigger than their face, and I'm like, how do you see? But it's good, and you walk by, and you're like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know cotton candy smelled, but it smells.
And they had different flavors. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so fancy.
Yeah.
But it tastes great too. I mean, all the booths there really. I mean, the embroidery. I mean, you can get custom things. It's just so cool. Their wig shop. I mean, every possible thing you can imagine.
She's been there for 34 years.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, and the cool thing with her, she does a lot of work with American Cancer Society. So their wig program and stuff.
That's so cool.
She does. So yeah, so one of the other reasons that I like working there is because, they, like you said, they're such a staple in the community.
Yeah.
But some of those vendors are such staples outside the community, like outside of Fantastic, and they do so much for other people and other things, and we've given them that tool to basically like to grow and do that. So when you hear people, we have one of our vendors, LV Pops. They do Squishmallows and Pops and the Funko Pops and stuff like that, which I'm not allowed to go back to her booth anymore because every time I do, I spend a bunch of money and buy stuff that I don't need, but it's a Squishmallow and I have to have it.
Right.
she does this thing for they do this program where if you come in and you show, you got straight A's for the school year and whatever, and you get to spin this prize wheel and you get to win this prize. And that's something I was like, that's very cool.
That is
I've
cool.
seen little kids come in and spin it and they win a Squishmallow. Like,
That's
it's
so cool.
It's a good motivation.
Yes.
So yeah.
What a great idea!
Yeah.
You could and like even the newer booths, but like you said, the people that have been there for years, there's a reason they've been there for years because
Absolutely.
they really know what they're doing, and you're getting the best of the best there, which is really cool.
And they have their fans.
Yeah.
They legit have their fans. Like, come in. I've been there long enough now that on the weekends when I come out of the office, I've seen the same people.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Like,
Yeah.
and even gotten to know some of them on a first name basis. And I'm like, who are you here today for? And she's like, oh, So, yeah.
It's true.
It's its own little community, but
It
not
is.
at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's what's really cool though is like, and I don't know if a lot of people know this if they've never been, is all this stuff is brand new. Like, it's not a flea market per se.
Right.
It's not a traditional swap meet where it's like, oh, I just cleaned out my closet,
And now I'm
and
here.
here it is. Like, these are new products,
Yeah,
and
they
they're
are.
very cool. But we do the vintage market on the third weekend.
which is very popular too. Yeah.
Crazy popular.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy popular. I'm just, and again, it's another place I'm not allowed to go. Because they've got the vintage purses and, of course, all the vinyl. And that was my big thing when I was a kid. I'm like, I would save up my money during the week and go buy, the B cuts of the U2 albums.
Yeah.
And, like, that was where I spent my money. So now I'm, like, walking back there. And, of course, over the years, I got rid of all my vinyls.
Right.
And I'm like, now it's back.
And I had to have it again.
And now I'm, like, searching. I'm like, do you have this one? So, yeah.
I get it. No, it's just so cool, and it's huge too. Like, I don't think people realize
3
how
acres.
big is that.
3
how big
acres.
it is? Oh
Yep.
wow!
Yep. Our total square footage is 15 acres.
Wow.
So 3 acres of shopping and 12 acres of parking.
That's insane. I did not know that. But it's huge.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, you could be in there for your whole day, truly, and still
You
not
can get breakfast, lunch,
everything.
and dinner in there. I
You
promise
sure
you.
can.
And the snacks in between. Like, don't worry
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
true.
We'll take care of you.
No, it's so much fun. I loved, especially when I was a kid. I was like, can we go to Swap Meet? Can we go to Swap? I just loved going to it. Yeah.
And that's what we're experiencing. Right now, we're experiencing this generational gap because I meet people your age or some even older who are like, yeah, I used to come here with my kids, or when I was a kid, my parents used to take me. It was our weekend tradition, and then I'm like, okay, but where are your kids? Like, you need to bring your kids now.
Right.
Like, this needs to continue. So that's that gap that we're trying to close right now. So everybody's too worried about being on their cell
Of
phones
course.
and how they look on social media. So now it's like, okay, so how do I tie it to make it really cool for you to come down? We're thinking about painting murals and painting stuff so that, the selfie backdrops.
I was just gonna say, you should think of something like that. And
Yeah.
people would absolutely come, and then they're like, "Oh wait, there's other stuff."
Right. Right. Like, oh, I need a new purse, or I need, whatever. But yeah, it's the whole place is. It absolutely fascinates me, just the workings of it, and then how we need to make it work for. And it is. You're right. You can listen when we bring out our. I've had a photo booth come out a couple times.
Oh, that's not you.
And when we say it's free, people are like, no, it's not free. I'm like, it's free. Like, this is our gift to you. This is what we're doing. And then they don't leave the photo booth.
I'm sure.
It's just like 96 pictures later. I'm like, hey, somebody's waiting.
We have like a whole line. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can just
so,
hurry it up a little bit.
Yeah. So it's fun.
No, it's true, but it's fun, and you get to spend time with kids, and there's really great prices there too, and so it's not like you're spending a ton of money.
No.
Like, you could get a lot of great stuff for great prices.
Yeah, we have people that come in and fix their phones all the time. Like, they crack their screen.
I need to go there.
They get them there. It's easy, and it's great because you drop it off and then you go walk around and and then collect whatever. Like, we've got a couple of really great dog supply shops.
Yes.
They sell the natural treats and stuff,
Yeah.
which I'm all about.
Absolutely.
Like let's keep it natural. And so we've got a ton of those that do, well, not a ton, we've got three 3 of them.
But that's
all separate,
that's a lot, yeah.
But they each sell something just a little bit different,
Yeah.
To kind of, like the one guy, he sells the bling for your dog, and I'm just like, but people line up and they buy the bling for the dog, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever makes everybody happy.
Yeah, but that's what's cool. Everyone has something for them, and like it just, like you said, there's usually multiple options for you to go through, so you can really find what you like. It's really great. It's nothing like it. It's its own thing here.
And it's nice because between the vendors, like, you have several like toy shops, that sell different like Legos or whatever. Or so let's say I stop at the Funko shop and I'm just like, oh, I was looking for this Lego set or whatever, and they're like, oh, well, so and so down the way sells Legos, and and so everybody's really community focused, I guess, because everybody's got the same mission, and
of course.
It's to make money and stay alive, right? So, and to make the customer happy, so that they keep coming back another time, and like maybe the day that they need to buy a Squishmallow, they're there at that one. So.
No, it's very true.
Yeah.
But no, I just love it. And where can people go? Do you keep up to date with all the events you're having? Just everything?
Yes. So we're on Instagram and Facebook because I'm old, and those are the 2 platforms that I really like to use. We do have a YouTube channel that we're just starting. It's just in its infancy, so please be nice when you go and check it out. It's and you kind of get to meet some of the vendors. That's what we wanted to do. So it's kind of these interviews with the vendors and what they do and how they got there, and just some random stuff like what's your favorite ice cream or stuff like that. So these great ones. Our website is indoor. Oh my gosh. FantasticIndoorSwapmeet.com. It has a whole listing of all of our events that are coming up. It'll tell you when each of the vintage markets are, which is the 3rd Friday. But some people forget, and so it's there to remind everybody. So those are the 4 basic ways. But you can always email me, and then I'll always respond. But doing the PR and doing the special events and everything for that place has just been it's been eye opening, and it's been challenging. But I love a challenge.
Absolutely.
And this is something that I feel passionately about because I feel like everybody should be there.
Yes.
I
agree with you.
I'm like, now I love it. Like, well, let's go.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's great, and you're doing so good for them,
Thanks.
and I'm excited for Halloween time. It's got the pumpkin patch, the undead maze, the moonlight march. I mean, there's just so much coming up.
I look at the calendar sometimes, and I'm just like, today's September 1st. And I'm just like, it might as well be November. Like, that's what I just feel like. And so we've got September 30th, we're doing our first, like, moonlight market.
Yes.
And I'm super excited. We're bringing in a DJ, just to make it lively and fun, and kind of just have this great time. Vendors have been like knocking at the door, like, how can I do this? Our indoor vendors will be there, so we'll have outdoor, our outside, not fantastic vendors and fantastic vendors. So that'll be fun. 4 food trucks.
Wow.
The corn dog one, which is my favorite. So
I love the corn. Yeah.
so they'll be there.
Exactly what you're talking about.
I know. I'm just like, I'll just be right there. And it'll be at night. We'll have some glow sticks, some stuff like that, and just make it fun.
Yeah.
And the pumpkin patch will already be in place.
Yes.
So that should be fun. And the haunted house, the haunted maze that's inside will be there too.
Right.
So that was a great relationship that was able to build, that we were able to make sure it got built, because the pumpkin patch has all those things that you want to do as a kid, and then you have the great haunted maze that has all that scary stuff. Exactly. And all that other part. The 2 parts of Halloween are like there
the
together, right? Right.
They're
and so
they're very cohesive.
So we're super excited to have them there all month. And then on the 28th is our trunk or treat, which is
always great. Yeah.
I love trunk or treat. I love seeing kids in their costumes and come through.
It's the best.
And then they get to come inside and be with our vendors and get candy and stuff. And our vendors love it. I've talked to so many of them about it. And they're like, I can't wait to give out candy for Halloween. I'm just like, oh, I love this. So, so we'll do that, and then, like I was mentioning before, we've already got Santa lined up to come in, and I can't tell you what's going on.
Okay.
It's very exciting with Santa. So
we'll have
already,
you come back on when we can finally talk about it.
Yeah. So, and then I want to be able to keep doing the outdoor events from September to May, because that's when we have nice weather.
Yeah.
And people aren't going to die outside because it's 110 degrees at midnight. So
very true.
So yeah. So, it's been exciting. It's been exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you have really just made it so much more amazing, and it's just going to get better and better.
Yeah,
Well, I'm very happy we had you on to talk about it.
Thank you.
Can't wait for the
It was really good to catch up.
I know. It's hard, but it's so much fun to see, and I can't wait to go back to the Swapmeet and go to the pumpkin patch and the hunt, everything.
I can't
And
wait
then
to see
Christmas time, I can't wait to see what's going to go on there.
It's gonna be perfect.
Yes.
It'll be
the two best time of the year.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for coming. Having me come on.
Of course, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't been and you are a Vegas local, you have to come to the fantastic indoor Swapmeet, and I can't wait to see what she has in store for them. It's just going to get better and better every time. So go down there, have a blast, do your shopping. If you are like, I need to find a gift and I have absolutely no idea what to get, that is the perfect place because you can find anything. So I promise you, anything. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, never give up, always believe, and you'll achieve. Thank you. God bless.